Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, all the wonderful people of the tube. Sorry. It's early in the morning, but I have so much to do, and I gotta get it done. Last time we worked on the pickguard, we made this template here out of some paper. We just drew it out. You probably saw the video. Hopefully you saw the video. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I traced around the pickups on another paper, and I drew out the center line by measuring and all of that. And then I made a copy of this thing, this thing right here. And I drew the pickups on to that and taped it together. And I realized when I did that there is no way that I'll fit 3 humbuckers. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So I decided to only have 2, which I'm not super happy about because I wanted a 3 pickup guitar, but I'll save one of them for something else. Oh, I don't know. We'll put it into something at some point. Anyway, so here I have it now. And in today's video, we're gonna cut this out and make a template. So we'll make this a template making video where we'll make a template for a pickguard, and I'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll try to make it make sense and all of that. And then in the next video, we'll cut out the actual pickguard, which I will film directly after I'm finished filming this video and I'm finished filming this. And that's because I feel like it's 2 different things to make a template, and it's another thing to make a, I'm sinking, and it's another thing to make a pickguard, basically. And yeah, the whole, you guys asked me. I asked you how many videos you wanted, and the highest rated comment was make as many videos as much so you can go into as many details as possible. And yeah, you want it. So yeah, first off, things that I maybe should say. This is a scrap piece of plywood that I'm using it out of. I know some people say that you should build templates out of MDF and not plywood, but I have tried that. And I really don't like templates made out of MDF. It's not my thing. And you should experiment and find out if whichever is your thing and not someone else's thing, instead of just listening to people. You might like MDF templates. You might not. Who knows? Anyway, if you wonder why this is white, it's because I used it for something else and painted it white, and now I'm reusing it for this, but it's just regular white house paint. So yeah, let's jump into cutting this out, basically. Okay, so I'll just move the camera down and we'll just go around it with a razor blade, and it's all gonna be good. So something like that, maybe. Hopefully you can see. I'm gonna turn this light on. Yeah, okay. So, first off, let's just trace around this. And yeah, I'm gonna try to stay on the outside of the black line. And we don't have to be super duper mega ultra chicken careful with our cutting out, because yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna cut this pocket here out, because I'll do that by hand, because this is, you know, I think I want to use this template for more than just this guitar. And I don't actually think I'll get back to using this sort of truss rod. It's just sort of a fun thing. But if I ever use this, why is it so wobbly? Oh, there's something on this. Never mind. It's not important right now. So yeah, if you wonder why I'm not going to cut out that little piece there, is because I'm going to cut that out by hand on the pickguard, the actual pickguard material, once I'm done with it. Can we? I just use this glue stick, by the way, to keep the paper down, if you wonder. I was being a lot more careful in the beginning, but I just I can't. Anyway, there we have something, a little bit of a outline. Let's try to get this out without having too many issues. I'll move you over there. Yeah, something like that. And the ear protection. I'm just gonna take a jigsaw and cut it out, but I'll cut about 2-3 mils away from the line, because the blade will warp from side to side. Ear protection on, and clamp. And hopefully you'll be able to see something, at least, of what I'm doing. Here we have it. Yeah. Right. We'll just try to get this to be a little bit more of a manageable piece. Clamp is giving up for some reason. I need to take a look at that. All my tools are always breaking. Here, for example, I have a very narrow place, so instead of trying to cut it, I might just scrape it off. And that will give me a place to continue cutting from a different angle. All cut out. And now let's move on to the next step. Let's go back down here, see if we can do that together. Whew. All right. Okay. Next step is going to be sanding and filing and trying to reshape this and make it perfect and smooth and nice. Where did I put that razor? Have I already lost it? Oh, there it is. Right in front of my eyes. Damn. It's like I'm blind or something. Yeah. So, first of all, is the other side cleaner? Yeah, it is. I had a little bit of gunk on this piece, so I had to flip it because I want this to lie flat, or at least as flat as it can. So, first off, we have to cut with the razor blade up to the line. I know I started doing that before, but I realized I'm gonna have to work on this multiple times. Might as well just get the bulk of it out of the way first, and then come back in when it's a smaller, more manageable piece. And that's just a preference, you know. You don't have to do it the way I did it right there, where I cut out some sort of everything in bulk. But I like that. I prefer it that way. It is also good because it's gonna help us, hopefully, at least, in a little bit when we start to actually cut this away. And we might destroy this paper template, but we'll have the actual line scored in, because I'm using a razor blade, and so that line will never really disappear because it's been scored in. You know? I mean, like, obviously it can still disappear. I'm not saying it's going to be there forever. I'm just saying, I'm just rambling is what I'm saying. And we're not really going to use these lines too much anyway, because it's a little like it's a hand-drawn thing, and so we're going to use our fingers to feel. Because we, like, for example, you might be able to tell, I don't know if you can tell if the camera allows you to see that, but this line here is a little shoddy, it's a little bumpy, it's a little bit messy. It's not a perfect line. And so we're gonna sand up to it, but we're not gonna stop there. We're gonna feel everything with our fingers after we're done, and sand it out and make it smooth and make it nice, and we're gonna look at that as our end result and not whether or not we're up to the line or not. And that's a super important thing, because you can draw something out and you can cut it out, but if you're not feeling it and really, you know, trying to get a good sense for if it feels right, then you're gonna transfer all those little bumps and imperfections into your pickguard when you go to cut it, because this is basically the way this feels and the way it behaves. This edge here it's gonna be a perfect translation to your pickguard afterwards. So if you have any weird imperfections or bumps that you don't like when you're done with the pickguard, I mean with the template for the pickguard, then you're not done with it. You have to get all of those out and make this perfect, because if you don't, then you're gonna be in trouble with your pickguard. Hope that makes sense. If you've ever done any template work, if you've ever worked in a temple, sorry. If you've ever done any work with templates, maybe cut out your own guitar body or bought templates and used those, then you hopefully you know what it is I'm saying, and you didn't buy crappy templates that were made. I'm gonna also check. I didn't cut this out because I mean I have the template I used to cut out the pocket for the neck, so I'm gonna match that up here, and I'm gonna use that to just route this out. I'm gonna do the same thing here because this is sort of a standard, just this C shape right here, this little thing here. It's very Stratocaster, so I'm gonna see if I have a template that matches that. So that will cut down some time. So if you have the more templates you have, the easier it gets to make other templates, because you can sort of crisscross them together. And this part here, for example, is sort of a Stratocaster part that I just modified here. So I might actually take a look at that as well. But I almost forgot the thing we actually were going to do, or the most important part, and that is we need to cut out these pickups because we're going to make those holes. And so I need to just be careful here and really pay attention to what I'm doing so that I don't do a mistake. I'll just peel this back. I hope my hands aren't too much in the way and that you can see what I'm doing. This is because I made this the way I did. I could have scanned this into the computer, but I had too much other things to do and I felt a little overwhelmed, and I just kind of wanted to get this done quickly. Now, I'm also going to take a look at that just for time's sake, you know, and see if I have a template for a humbucker that might match up on the neck pickup. I don't know if I do, but then I can just route this out with any issues. This one I will have to cut out, so you'll get a little bit of everything, I think, because I think that this I can route out and this I can route out. Templates, I might be able to do this part here, but not the top. And then I'll have to sand and smooth out this part here and this pickup here. And so, yeah, you'll get to see, hopefully, or at least understand what I mean about, like, it gets easier the more pickups you have to work with, because I mean, more templates you have to work with, not pickups. What am I saying? Because it's just, you know. And we're also going to take the pickups, the actual pickups, and push them through the template. Ugh. And hopefully we can get a nice even fit that actually works for us. Yeah, I'm gonna see if can I remove this without too many issues. Somewhat. And we'll most likely also make some mistakes along the way. So hopefully this video won't be super long and boring for you, and you'll have to like jump around and all of that. But hopefully you'll also, you know, you'll get to see a little bit of everything. Alright, let's cut this one out as well. And obviously, if you haven't, if you've never made any templates before, then, you know, some of these steps are not relevant and some of these steps will be relevant, hopefully. And so you can sort of mix match and take the parts that you need to make yourself feel like you've got it under control. Something like that, I think. Alright, there we are. I feel like I've filmed a lot, already up to 20 minutes. Everything is taking longer than you think when you're recording. In real life I feel like, oh, I can build an entire guitar in 16 minutes. But now that I'm filming, I can see the timer, which is definitely a stress factor, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh god, I've recorded for 20 minutes or 26 minutes as I have now, and I can tell that who is going to want to watch 20 minutes of this. But I'll try not to bore you too much. So I'm going to go and take a look at my stack of templates, and we'll see what I find. And see if I think I have at least the template to do those two. That I think I have a Stratocaster pickguard template. I usually don't make Stratocaster pickguards because you know, I usually just buy pickguards. Anyway, I'll be back real soon. So I have a couple of templates here. This is the template for the neck that I used, and I can line it up with these lines right here. I have a center line here and a center line there. And I can just sort of move it around like this. And I think I can clamp this down and route this out. I just want to say the things that I'm going to do on the round here on the other side, you can do that in here. It's just fiddly, and if you have a neck pocket template, you can use that. So we're going to use this, we're going to do that. Might actually, I'm going to take the neck and try it on this template. It's a little bit old and a little bit rough, but I think... Oh, please, don't fall. Yeah. I think we're going to take this template instead. Actually, yeah, take this one instead. It's a little tighter. It's a little rough, but I think it will work. And yeah, we'll do that. Put this neck array in. Just because it's flat, it's going to be easier to work with than using the angled one. And we might have to make some modifications to it afterwards. But I still think this is going to make it go faster, because we don't have to do all the sanding and prep work. We can just line this up and route out. And then I have this template here, which is for the have you seen, if you've seen the few times that I've shown you my leather bound guitar, which is a multi-scaled weird thing with gold details. That's the pickguard template, and it's actually wider than this. But I'm thinking that I can line this up like so, and I can route half away, and then I can line it back up again like so here, and I can route that away, and then I can sort of put this at an angle, and I can sort of find, as you can probably, maybe hopefully you can tell, I can sort of find where these lines meet up, and I can route halfway. So So I can route to about there somewhere, maybe a little bit less, just to be on the safe side. And yeah, and the rest we're gonna have to do by hand, but I think that's gonna be okay anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna clamp this into place, and trying to get everything lined up, and then we'll go from there with the router, and we'll just get everything sorted. So yeah, let's do a little bit of routing, and hopefully with a little bit of luck and love we can get things done in a way that is good for all of us. There they are. Let me just adjust you guys a little bit. Whee! Okay, I need to relax. I'm gonna put you up a little bit so you're above. Okay, see, where are my clamps? We'll take that one and that one. There you are. It's starting to get pretty messy in here, so we'll see how we will do about that. I'm gonna switch this out as well, because it'd be nice if I had something a little bit more sturdy than just this in there. Didn't I have this other scrap piece of wood that I was using? That was right here, like a moment ago. What is going on in this crazy place we live in this world of madness where singing is actually singing? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying or doing. Just trying to keep my... This is such a weird thing, you know, because usually when I'm building things, like for myself, I am dead silent throughout the entire day. Now, you know, making videos, you know, it's like trying to have a conversation, and the other person is just sitting there listening, and you're getting like anxiety or panic over it. I don't know. Maybe next time I build a guitar, we'll do it live. I don't know, could that be cool? I mean, I kind of feel like the answer is most likely no. But, yeah. Now I remember why I stopped using this template, because I'm gonna have issues getting in there, I think. Let's just try it. Everything is lined up, right? Right. And we have our router. Let's just see if we can get in there. I don't think we can. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a thing that maybe some of you get angry at me at. But you have to understand that the template is just a template. It's nothing more. It's not, you know. And obviously, because I'm an idiot, I put the goddamn tripod in front of where all my stuff is. So now I'm having a horrible time trying to get things out the drawer. There we have it. Is this good enough? Let's hope it is. Let's just drill straight in here. There and here. Having ways to mount your templates is good either way. Right? Right. So this is probably going to be good. And I can actually see that I already have a hole there and there on this, so I probably have run into this issue before. Right, so now I don't need any clamps. Or at least I thought so. There we go, they're flush with the... And you just saw me do something that I don't encourage you to do, and that is that I use the bit to ream the hole, or whatever you call it, to get more of a, to get this flush, because this needs to be flush as we're going to use it. So now I can remove the clamps, and all I need to remember is that those holes there in this template here are not to be brought over to the actual pickguard. They're just for screwing it down. But I can use it to screw it down later on. Okay, let's continue. Templates is in place. Everything is aligned. Yes, it looks good. Let's go. Whoa. Apparently I didn't clamp this down. Good enough. Damn. That was scary. Ugh. There we go. Whew. Good thing I didn't hurt myself there. That was actually a little bit scary, right? I'm not gonna lie. The router was also live, so there you have another lesson. Make sure everything is perfect and really on there before you do anything, because you might just end up hurting yourself. Alright, so there we have it, the perfect match. Let's quickly unscrew this template. And we'll take the neck. We can't really fit it because we have this here in the way and we haven't cut that out, so we can only sort of press it into place and hope that it fits a little bit. Come on, get in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sand that a little bit. No, wait. Oh, it actually fits. I was hoping it's in a silly way. Yeah, you don't need to see, but you need to test this out and try it for yourself to make sure it fits. Which it does. Yeah. Okay. Next thing is, I'm going to try to do that. So, question is, screw this in, make some more holes, or will we be able to clamp it down? think we can clamp it down. It's pretty far away. The router is. And now I'm not using the template to follow any particular thing, just the lines. I need to make sure that it's lined up just right. And the reason why I have this clamped is to raise everything up so I don't need to bend over, but also so I can have it hanging over the edge so I don't cut into anything that I don't want to necessarily cut into. I think that's going to be good. One clamp there. And another one here. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I don't think my router needs any more than that. Okay. And let's make a mark before we do anything. Where's my... Oh, there. Okay, so up to here, up to there, because up to here I could follow. So if I go to there and accidentally go a little bit longer, I should be okay. Let's put this up to the template and let's just route it away. And then we have a perfect transition. We didn't have to sand and mold and reshape that. It's super fast. Get it done. And let's do another pass. You can take a razor blade and scrape that little fur off. Should have gone a little bit further down. Something like that. You can give it light sanding. Cool, cool, cool. That's actually awesome. I really like that because it means that I have at least two things that I don't have to redo. And so yeah, you should always try that when your collection of templates gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, throughout building guitars. Yeah, okay. Let's move the template over like so, maybe? Oh, like that. Maybe get you another angle. Okay, so I'll line it up, drawn out edge with my template's edge, and I'll clamp it down. Hopefully we can reuse this, and hopefully we don't go too far and blow out this side. So I'm going to try really hard to make sure I don't go too far. And if you wonder why I'm using two clamps, it's because I, even though it's tightly pressed down into place, it can wiggle from side to side. So now I'm going to go here, but I'm only going to go to my center line there, in, go half, move it over. And then we unclamp it. And we move the template over. Try to keep it aligned so that we know that it feels right. And just slant it just a little bit off so that it aligns with the new. And then let's move the clamps in and attach them again, just like before. Feel this again, look at it, make sure it's exactly where you want it. So put the next clamp on. Tighten everything down snugly, or as hard as you can. With it, see that it isn't. I think I might have to sand that bump there a little bit. Okay, let's try again. Oops. I have a little bit of fur. And like that. Yeah. Can take our protective gear off for now. Remove our clamps. I'll just put them to the side now because. Right. So that's it. Now we've reused 2 of our templates to cut out this, and we know it's perfect because we know that template is perfect. We've cut this out, and except for a little bit of sanding right here because I feel a little bit of a bump in that corner there. I don't think you can see it, but you can feel it, and I don't want to transfer that over. Now the next thing is, I thought I had a humbucker template, but where is it? Well, it's not this. I think this, it says P90. I think that's a P90. Yeah, it is. It's one hell of a P90. I'll be back real soon. You don't need to see me run around. Alright, so I actually had a template. I screwed it down just like I did before, and so now I'm just gonna drill out 2 holes here with this 26 millimeter bit that I'm holding right here, and I'm just gonna start routing. Some of this. There you go. Cracked a little bit, but that's okay, we're ready. Oh. Yeah, looks okay. And I aligned everything, made it look good, and now I'm just gonna there we have it. It's really nice when you don't have to do what I'm gonna have to do on the rest of it. So again, I know I've said it like 16 times already, but if you don't have to, don't, you know? There we go. Ah, come on. And we have some extra holes in this pickguard now, but we can just ignore them. Actually, I did a really big mistake right now. That looks nice, but I should have made sure that didn't happen. So I'm gonna have to fill that up. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. That is gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a big problem. Big problem. How do we do that? How do we fix that? We need a piece of wood to basically plug that up with. But we need to think long and hard about that. Sorry. Ugh, that's annoying. Can I? We're making progress too fast, I think, is the problem. Let's see if we can split off a piece of wood. There we go. Controlled blow from a hammer is all this puppy needs. Yeah. Okay. Just making a small little wooden dowel, because I don't think I have any that are actually small. It's not that important. So have you managed to get your cat to listen to you? Or is it still ignoring your demands for love? It's a shame to hear, but you'll get there one day. You need to just not try so hard. Cats respond to being ignored. They like that. They think you're cool if you're the kind of person who ignores them. Which is strange, I know, but you know, cats are that way. It's alright. Can I get a little bit of glue? Come on. Come on, glue. I've been watching, which maybe I should be ashamed to say, because I feel like it's one of those things that no one should tell anyone that they've seen. Just it sort of just exists. But I feel, but yeah, I've been. It's not very good, but I've been watching as a way to relax after filming maybe a little bit more than I probably should. Since. And the reason why I say because the reason why I say I film too much, more than I probably should, is because yeah, it's led me down the road of watching Secret Agent Elvis with that all right, dude. And I feel like I'm in this video. Maybe it's because I watched a little bit more of it than I probably should. Yesterday evening. Before going to bed, I feel like I'm becoming him. I feel a little strange in the brains. There we have it. We'll have to leave that to dry for a bit, but we can cut it at least somewhat flush. I think we make it easy on ourselves. There we go. Cut it on the back as well. Actually, let's ignore that for now. And whenever you use something, like for example, just right now I used these pliers to cut that, and I got glue on them, so I removed the glue and gave it a little anti-rust. Might as well give it a little bit in the hinge as well. Not because it necessarily needs it, but because I love the smell of whatever stench this is. No, but because it's wood glue will mess your tools up. So don't have it on them. Okay, we're gonna have to leave that to dry for a bit, and then we'll come back and cut out the pickup cavity. But before we do that, we can cut everything else out, and we'll it will most likely take long enough for this to dry a little bit. So yeah, let me just take a quick little break. Here is my random orbital sander. No, my pillar spindle sander. It is a machine and it has a name. Basically, it needs new sandpaper, I can see now. We'll see if we can get through this without switching, but if we have to, we have to. Anyway, that's not important right now. What is important is that this is 90 degrees, which is very important when you're making template, because if you have any weirdness going on, any irregularities in your template, in the sides and in the top, and you don't have a 90 degree, you will run into issues, troubles that you might not think are super relevant, but I promise you, they will be. So with this, I don't have to worry. I can start up this machine and it's going to spin. It's also going to go up and down, and I can just feed in my template and just sand it smooth. There are other ways you can do these sorts of things. You can do it with hand tools, but I think that this is the easiest and probably the most accurate way of doing it. So I'll sand this little corner here, so I'll give you a before on this corner here, which I hope you can see what it looks like. You see how messy it looks? All of this is nice and smooth, and here it's jagged as all crazy. We'll start this up, we'll sand that together, and we'll take a look at it. And then I might sand the rest and go around, because it's basically just doing the same, and speed that up or not doing it at all. We'll see, depending on how long this takes. So now the machine is on and we can go to town. See, you can catch, try and pull it away. Feel in my finger and I get that smoothness in, and I just go back and forth. I have this motion thing where I pull it like this and I sort of get those bumps, because you can get very easy little bumps like this because it's a round wheel, but you can get most of that out by moving it back and forth. I need to go back in here a little bit more. I might have to put a little bit of something on here because I cut it a little bit weird right there. It got a little bit too close when I cut it out, so I might not be able to fix that and have to put something on, but let's sand it a little bit more. Yeah. All right. How long did that take? 6 minutes. It's not too bad. Let's yeah. I'm gonna pause and sand the rest of it. It's just the same. You just go around and you work yourself up to the line, remove as much as you can, and then when you feel like everything is perfect, then you're done. So, yeah, I'll see you in a bit. I don't think you need to see me do the entire sanding. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Okay, I just want to show you that you can use something else. You don't have to get one of those machines. It's a really good thing, and I recommend you having one of those. But now I'm going to sand this edge here, and I have worked up to it, so I mean, it will be less to show than maybe if it was completely jagged. But if I start this machine and I just sort of roll this right here, which I'm going to show you how to do, I can get a really nice smooth transition here. Have to be careful so you don't jab anything and get weird bumps, because I'm trying to have no bumps. Smooth way all around. And the tricky part is to hold it square. So you'll have to check it to see that it's still square. But with a little bit of practice, you can get there. Like I'm square, for example, right now. So yeah, I'm gonna sand this a little bit more and finalize it. And then I was thinking I'd come back and we'll take a look at this together and see if we can do it with hand tools. I could do this with the machine just like I did the rest, but I'm going to share with you some tricks for doing it. If you want to, you know, do it with hand tools and also with a jigsaw. Now, so this is the thing. Here we have a jigsaw, and the blade can be pushed around like this, and that's why we can't use it for finer work. But it can't really bend the other way, and so it will be 90 degrees, always. So we can take our ear protection, we can take our saw, I'm going to try maybe with a clamp, just because it's a little bit awkward for me to do this. The wrong way around. I would usually work from this angle since I'm standing on this side and not this, but I don't think you're going to be able to see anything if I do. But I can take the saw like this and I can sort of scrape along almost like a rasp, so I have to make sure. And now the best thing would be to put on an extra bottom so that this base would be longer. So rasp it away by going sideways. Now you have to be really careful if you do that, but if I check this, it should be square, or at least very close to. Yeah, that's square. I don't know, can you see that? No, I don't think you can. There we go. No. You can see it a little bit. Obviously, you have to be careful, and you can't go all the way up to the line, because you have a bunch of tear outs, and it won't be smooth. But it's a good start. And if you go within like half a mil or something, then you can come back with hand files and rasps. And you can clean it up. Now, it can be kind of hard if you're a beginning woodworker and you haven't like gotten all the things into you yet. But you have to do this, and you have to keep checking it to make sure you're staying square, so you're not starting to deform it. And I like to go from the top, across and down. So I get like a sort of diagonal thing going. Am I smoothing out? And then you have to feel for bumps. Like here I have a bump. Let's get rid of that. And check. And as you can see, and this is how I made my first template, and it takes a lot longer to make them, but it works, and it's not like it's so long that you know you can't do it, or that it will take forever. But if you have to do it that way, you have to do it that way. I realize that not everyone has the tools that I have, and yeah, maybe next build I'll do guitar from scratch, where I only use the tools that you guys have. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna take my saw and line it up. And that way I can get rid of a lot of it. You can also use sanding blocks. I have a couple of sanding blocks in different shapes. I've done a short on these sorts of things before. I have this that I never finished because it turned out I didn't need it, but you could just sort of round things over. Anyway, just thought I'd film a little bit of that as well, because I always feel like I might be maybe using too many power tools to do stuff, and then no one can follow along because they don't have that tool. Obviously, getting tools and buying tools and getting the things that are good is still a good thing to do. So yeah, I think you should get every tool there is in the world, but maybe you don't have a my fault. Alright, so I did a thing without filming it because it was fiddly and annoying And I needed to not have a camera in my back that was gonna mess everything up. You know, it's hard enough to try to not be in the way of the camera, but when you're doing something, never mind. I hope you can all forgive me, but what I did was I cut this out, and the way I did it to make it super fast and easy for myself, and it's not very pretty, it's not aligned. I think I've messed up, but I aligned the template for the humbucker crookedly on one side first, which you can't understand, but I mean you can. With the edges and the lines and everything, and then I just cut this particular part out, and then I flipped it around and I did exactly the same thing here, just cutting this out. And then I took a flat piece of wood across here to cut out this and this. So yeah, it looks a little bit wonky because this line here is not straight across to that line there. So let's take a look at the pickups and see. I'm getting tired. I'm dropping everything, but it's not important because it's all fucking trash anyway. This one goes in here. It's a little bit big, but I think I can make that work. It fits. And this one goes in here. And it doesn't fit. But I was pretty sure I made it a tiny bit bigger. Ugh. Why doesn't it fit? It should fit. I thought I made it bigger than my drawing. Well, then the question is, can I fix it? Can I fix it? I don't think I can. I'm not super happy, which you might be able to tell. But for example, this line here isn't aligned. And that's something that I would like for it to be. If we draw that out, and if we draw this out, yeah. All right. So another question is, here it would have to be that much. Get this aligned. And here. But if I move this, this is the reason why this is so annoying, but I have this. Is this even relevant? It should be. I mean, it is a... It's so weird. It is a perfect match. My battery's running out. Ugh. Why does this fit, but the pickup doesn't? Anyway, how did I mess this up? Okay, I'm gonna try a thing and I'll be back real soon and I'll tell you what I did, if it worked, and if it doesn't work, we'll have to take a break. Oh, okay. So we're finally there. You don't need to be that far down. Whew. Okay, so this is what I did, and I think it's actually a little bit clever. If you need to enlarge a cavity that you've made, but you've worked a lot on the shape of your template, and you don't want to do anything else but just enlarge it, you know, add another mill or something, then you can take the measurements that you did. I mean, obviously I'm using a template for another template to fix it, but I aligned everything, but I put a piece of binding, which I have somewhere around here, that is 2 mil, so I could enlarge this with 2 mil. Now what I also did was I changed the angle a little bit, so I enlarged it with a mil, but I also slanted it a little bit. I don't know why that had happened. I must have, when I drew this out, not had my head space things, you know, correctly. But I just, for some reason, I messed up a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit wonky, but I think this will look better. I think it aligns better. It's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty close. Yeah, I might even enlarge it a tiny bit more. We'll have to see, but it fits, and I think it's going to be nice. And here's the other pickup that goes in there. So that's the look we're going for. You will see that there is a little bit gap up here and a little bit gap down here, but I'm okay with that. And yeah, so yeah, you can just use a piece of binding as a sort of ruler, measuring ruler. Anyway, yeah, I am gonna take a break, just a quick one, get to drink some water. I'm gonna start off my, what was that switch? I need to clean in here. I desperately need to do that. Start up, yeah, and just let the air circulate, because there is a bunch of dust in the air right now. And yeah, I'm gonna take a break, maybe even an hour. Yeah, I don't know. But when I come back, we are gonna I'll move you over here so you can hear the machine so much. When I come back, we'll actually cut out a template. I have the pickguard material. It arrived yesterday or the day before, maybe. It was a little bit late, but not too bad. We're gonna cut that out and try to make a nice template. And hopefully everything is gonna go smoothly and nicely, and just, you know, whew. Yeah, we will have to see how that goes. We'll do that in the next video, because, as I said in the beginning, I'm splitting it up as much as I can, but I'm also thinking of it more like individual things, you know, that like someone might not enjoy the entire series of building all these videos. I mean, it's super long. Every video is 50 hours long, but I'm not editing them, so you know, it's your own fault. And I'm keeping every topic separate. And I've told you on Instagram that you can ask me questions to the picture that I'm uploading with the topic in mind. So if you want to ask a question about how to make a template or a template for a pickguard, that question will have been already put out there probably a while back. And yeah, we'll jump into that now, and we'll see if you guys had any interesting questions. So yeah, so bye for now, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.